Sorry about that, but I had a little issue with the clarity of the monitor, so I'm going to redo today's day text. I only did about half of it. I read it, but let me go ahead and try that again. So welcome to all of you for joining me. It's Monday, February 18th, and thank you to those of you who joined me for open session on Saturday. It was a great show. I enjoyed that. So we'll be doing day texts all week, and I look forward to those of you who join me every weekday morning at 5 a.m. So we're working our way through the letter to the Hebrews, and we're in chapter 11. I'm going to go ahead and read verses 12 through 16. What we do is we put together verse groupings as we progressively work our way through the biblical or other books, and then we make an application based on their content. So I'm going to go ahead and read verses 12 through 16 of Hebrews chapter 11, and then we'll go ahead and talk about it a little bit. Make an application and we'll be on our way. All right, Hebrews chapter 11 verse 12 reads, "So then, from one man came to be born children like the stars of heaven in their population, innumerable, even as the sand along the edge of the sea. These all came to be from Abraham, who was also near death. Because of faith, these people died without receiving the promises. Instead, they saw the promises in the future, and they showed proper respect and openly acknowledged they are strangers and visitors in the land." And the note states an alternate way of reading that would be, "or exiles upon the earth," which connects it to the events in Eden, where Adam and Eve were expelled from the garden after they failed to follow God's will and his ways. And so since then, we as a human family have essentially been in exile from our original home or place of origin, which is Eden. Okay, verse 14. "Indeed, those saying things like these make it clear they really do desire their original homeland, or the home of their fathers. Now, if they were mindful of that original homeland from which they left," talking about Eden, "they would likely have received a set time to return. But now they reach out for a better homeland. This is a heavenly homeland. For this reason, God is not embarrassed at them when he is called their God." So in other words, we're exiles in the earth, but God is not ashamed of us because he made us to be in the earth, but in a different kind of earth. The earth that we have now is one in rebellion against Jah, one that chooses ways that are not Jah's ways, and so everybody dies, right? So, and then you have the wicked spirit sons of God who are also actively involved in ways that Jah permits for now until the judgment takes place. So our original homeland, Eden, is no longer available to us. We have not been given a set time to go back, like he says in verse 14. But we know there is an Eden-like place promised to us in the future. This is what we read about in Isaiah, in Peter, in Revelation. It talks about the time when a new heavens and a new earth will come and will establish God's will over the earth, so that it will be restored, but even better, in a way where we won't even need the sun and moon anymore to provide a light, because Jah will be here and he will radiate such glory it will surround the whole earth. And the earth will be beautified and brought back to a condition, and then better, to Jah's praise. And then we will be home. So until then, you are strangers. You are aliens in a foreign land. And we have to try to make the best of it, do what we can to help other people to stay alive and not be deceived. It's very difficult when you're in a foreign land, right? So we should not always expect everything will go the right way. We could try. We want to do our best. But we have a lot of people out here who put us to the test, including the wicked one. So we have to be very careful. We have to watch ourselves so that we're not deceived or stumbled into doing something that would cause us more problems. So keep these things in mind. Even people like Abraham, who was a very well-known figure and who did many great things, even he had to exist as a foreigner in a strange land. So we're no better than Abraham, I can promise you that. But we can be just like him in that we look forward to the fulfillment of God's promises. And we show this by the way we act and treat other people. Okay, so I mean that's a pretty straightforward text. We're working our way through the 11th chapter of Hebrews, which talks about faith. We've been talking about how faith always has reasons. There's never a case where true faith will be absent good reasons. It should be based on the best available reasons, and so you're not deceived, and you can help others to believe. And so it helps us to appreciate the things that have happened and the things that are happening, so that we know what we can do, and we can learn from others who showed faith like Abraham and acted on the things that they were told by Jah. And so we're going to continue working our way through Hebrews. There's more information in the 11th chapter that we'll be able to draw from. And this Saturday it looks like we're set for CW Jah Talk 11, Ancient Aliens. And then looks like a question in the chat. So the Earth image thing that I talked about, I did put up a clip. You could see it on the channel, the listing of videos where it shows the eagle, at the water. I couldn't find the best images in the right positions. I'm still looking for them, but they showed what I'm talking about. So you have the eagle with its wings out and it's grabbing the fish. You can tell, you just can't see the fish. And then you have the bear, but he's in the opposite side. So again, I couldn't find the exact pictures that show it, but it's close enough. I believe it's pretty clear. And so I will do a separate show and we'll talk more about it, and I'll show it. But pretty much what I said in that one show and in the clip that I put up with that one thumbnail showing the bear and the eagle. If you haven't seen that yet, just watch that. That pretty much everything I said in that clip is what I would say again, with just some additional details. I think I made one mistake, but I pointed it out in the video comments, that I said the bear's mouth was grabbing Russia, but I meant Africa, which I also said in that same video. But we were talking about Russia as the king of the north and in different ways, and so sometimes you say things, but I correct myself if I notice I say something inaccurate or that is consistent with what I said before, if I was thinking of something else. So try to always check the comments on the videos in case I do make a correction on something. But otherwise, I think it's pretty clear. I think you have the eagle with its wings out, its beak, and then its talon grabbing South America, which is a fish. Africa is a fish. The bear's mouth is grabbing it. Its claws are out, and it's jumping off the rock, which is Australia, or otherwise in the waterfall rocky area. It's the bears, when they're in the water and on the rocks, you can't always see the whole bear because they're in the water. So you have to kind of look at it carefully, and then also in light of other pictures of the bears when they're catching fish as they come upstream, even flying in midair. And then, of course, the blue waters of the earth are both the sky and the ocean. See, you can both represent the sky that the eagle's in and the water that the bear's in and the water that the fish are in. And then the ice caps are the clouds in the sky, even the south ones, because the eagle, if you look at the sky in a certain way, it still fits. But it's really more the North Pole in terms of the upper level viewing of things. And I don't believe the earth was always capped in the icy nature that it is now, south and north poles. And I think it's pretty obvious. We know there's earth underneath that wasn't always covered. But either way, right now, I believe you have that image. You have two bees fighting over prey, and then they're in the sky and water, and then the clouds above. So this is what we see, right? Is that not what we see on the earth today? The eagle and the bear fighting, taking advantage of other countries in ways that make them seem like prey or fish. So why, I started to think, why wouldn't we think that? Why wouldn't we think that the earth has a design? When I realized it looked like it had a design, I thought, well, Jah's spirit's been on that. And he has a design on everything. Us, every creature, cells, the universe, its coordination and movement. Why wouldn't the earth have an image? I think it's the biggest picture on earth is the earth. Jah's amazing. Everything he does is intentional, by design, not accidental. He may allow things to occur or cause them to occur. But everything occurs because of Jah's willing or allowing it. So I thank all of you for joining me today. Hope check out that clip I put up on the bear and the eagle, and I will do some more. I'll do another segment that will be a little more detailed, and I'll prepare for it a little bit better. But I think it's pretty clear, and I don't know that we need a whole lot more explanation. You either see it or you don't, and I'm not here to force my view on you. It's okay if you disagree or just don't see it, but it looks to me like there's something there, and it looks very clear, like an eagle to me, and a bear, and two fish in the water and sky and the clouds above. So everyone gets to choose, right? Take a look, see what you think. And I will talk to you again tomorrow for another day text as we work our way towards Saturday's CW Jah Talk show on Ancient Aliens. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and may Jah bless you in Jesus' name.